You know what time it is. It's time for another Zodiac Signs as Badass Women. So, like always, I'm gonna roll to see which Zodiac sign is next. And we got 10, Capricorn. So, I'm going to go do some research and I'll be right back. So that is the colors that I got for picked already, and I did kind of all of the planning already, colors and all, and I really loved Capricorn's design. She was one of the few that I didn't really struggle with it. The only thing is I did think that I couldn't quite get that little skirt coat thing to look nice at the angle I had her legs and stuff, but I think it looked fine, and I really ended up liking her. So some of the things I learned about Capricorn was that Capricorn is a sea goat, and I thought that was kind of weird. And the element was earth, which I was like, it's a sea goat? Element's earth though? What? I don't know. Some of this stuff is kind of crazy. It is a cardinal sign, and that means that it signifies new beginnings, like the beginning of a season, innovative and new things. So, some of Capricorn's strengths are they are responsible, they are disciplined, and they have lots of self-control. Some of their weaknesses are they are know-it-alls. They can be unforgiving, and they can be condescending. And I had also read that Capricorns are very serious, and Capricorn kind of represents time. And I thought that was kind of interesting. So I really rolled with, and their colors, first off, did not have a lot to work with. Their colors were brown, black, tan, and gray. And I looked up Capricorn color palettes, and there was a purple. And so I was like, I'm gonna roll with that. I need something other than brown, black, tan, gray. So we rolled with purple for a little bit of an accent color there. So for her design, I really went with she's smiling, which it's mostly just because I messed up her mouth and her eyes a little bit. They just kind of looked a little happier than I was going for. I was going for more of a blank expression, but just because you smile for a photo doesn't mean that you're not a serious person, you know? Anyway, so I went with kind of a tailored coat dress look, like as if it's like kind of like a suit coat for the top. To add a little bit of a flair, I did like little cutouts at the shoulders and like a plunging neckline, which, well, you know, if it was a suit coat, just was no shirt underneath. But I loved the way it made her look. It's a little hard to read in the photo, I think, just because the way she was positioned, it was supposed to be kind of like her hips were so tilted that her elbow was kind of resting on her hip. And it does look pretty nice, I think. Like, it reads, but it doesn't. I don't know. But I still love it nonetheless. But yeah, so that's why I went with, you know, the black, like, suit coat dress thing. For earth signs, I never do, like, a floaty looking sign. For earth signs, I always do kind of a feet planted. So her feet are planted. She does have her hips tilted, which is why her one leg is at an angle. For earth signs, I also usually do, you know, just because they're more stable, I usually do a more stable looking shoe. So for this, her heel is a little chunkier, and they're lace up boots. You know, get that support in there, girl. And then, so the last thing I researched about Capricorn was some of their likes, which was family, traditions, music, and quality craftsmanship. Which, when I thought quality craftsmanship, And then it really went hand in hand with like the suit look, because, you know, like people who wear suits a lot usually get them like really tailored, or they go somewhere so that way like everything fits perfectly, and it's kind of a traditional like outfit, you know, black suits. You see them, works, people who own businesses, people who run businesses, people who manage people in a business, funerals, very traditional aspect of people's lives. And it just all kind of went hand in hand. And I was thinking about something for her weapon, something that would take lots of discipline and self-control. And I thought about, you know, obviously to master any weapon, it takes a lot of discipline and self-control, but I was like, what's something that would take more? And I thought, what about throwing knives? Because I did think first about archery, and my cat is running around. I thought about archery, but I was just, I don't know, you know, Sagittarius kind of so far is my only archer, and it's because like they're the archer. It's kind of obvious to do, you know, a bow as theirs. But I have decided that doesn't mean that they are the only person who gets to have a bow. Somebody else might. And I thought about doing it for Capricorn. But I wasn't ready, and I didn't think a bow fit with like the seriousness of like her outfit. So I decided throwing knives, because I just really feel like throwing knives, you know, it'd be hard. It would, you know, taking aim, taking other factors into account, and it would take a lot of practice. And so I landed on throwing knives, and I really, maybe I've never drawn throwing knives before, maybe didn't read that well, but I loved the idea of it, and she's definitely simpler than my other ones, but I love her nonetheless. So, if you are just seeing this for the first time though, hello, my name is Abigail, and I am the creator of this artwork. I love drawing, and if you want to find out more about me, my previous video is a Meet the Artist, and if you're wondering where your sign's at this point in time, I have done Aries, Taurus, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, you're watching Capricorn, and Pisces. You can, you know, request something about your sign in the comments if I haven't done it yet, but I don't pick them. I roll the dice chooses. So I know I have some people waiting for theirs, and I feel bad, but I'm like, I thought this was so fun and it was cute, and so I was like, yes, I love it. But so here I am coloring here at the artwork. I wanted to go with a really deep black, because they say you're not supposed to use real black to color blacks, you're supposed to use dark grays, but real black, straight black looks so striking. But unfortunately, the marker I was using to color the highlights, my C7 Cool Gray, is dying, so it was struggling today. So made me a little sad. Copic refills are just those things where it's just, oh man, you know, they're so expensive. They're worth it, but they're expensive. And I have like 10 markers out. Oh my gosh, it's so much money. Anyway, I'm going to be quiet and let the video roll for a while. Coloring in the pupils and irises always make the drawing look so much less creepy. So then I was planning, I thought she looked a little too plain, maybe. Some of my others have really intricate weapons or ornate dresses or hair, and I just felt like hers was a little plain. So I decided to add this like lace edge to the front of her dress, and I don't know about you, but I loved it a lot. It added another element to this piece. And then I added it to the collar as well, just to, carry it through to the collar and to the cuffs, just carrying it through the piece a bit so that way it didn't look out of place. And then I proceeded to add the rest of the white details, which is one of my favorite things to do. And now freckles, because I know I did freckles on the last one. I think it was just the last one. But for me, like, pale skin just kind of is synonymous with freckles. I have a lot of pale people in my family and they all have freckles, and it's really cute. I love freckles. I don't have any. And so I like drawing them. It's cute. And then after I finish with the white highlights, I do pick a color and I draw in a big circle in the background, mostly because I don't want to do big detailed drawing backgrounds for these, because the focus is on the character. But I wanted them to have something, other than a white character on a page, so they all have the same size circle behind it in a color that I usually either complements the piece or is like in the piece and I want it to pop more. So this, I used purple because of, the purple is the, kind of side color. It's like a periwinkle purpley blue, I don't know. And then I also used that color to shade, so I felt like it looked really nice. And then I always outline the piece in a white gel pen, the parts that are in the circle, just to separate her from the background a bit. And then after that, I go with a 0.7 Copic Fineliner or Multiliner to do just the outside edge to make her pop from even the white. And I really hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, like, subscribe. I'd love to have you. Bye!